Hello, 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 guys. Welcome to this live broadcast. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am so glad you are here. When you come onto this broadcast, make sure that you say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me what you're loving about our daily connection here on Workouts for Older Men Live. Let me know what you want to see more of. I want to know the value you're getting because I want to provide more of it. I'm so glad you are here. Whether you're watching it live on Facebook at Skip LaCour page or on YouTube at Skip LaCour, or whether you're watching it on a replay version, this is the time for us to connect. All right, so I want you to post your comments, your questions, your suggestions, whether I acknowledge you during this broadcast or later on today or tomorrow, I will connect with you. All right, you guys know that I'll acknowledge you, I'll comment back, I'll answer your questions. I want to make this interactive. Thank you for going through our ritual, our daily ritual. Just 2 men going through the journey, connecting to where we want to go, our imagination. That's what I want to talk about today. We're going through the journey bit by bit. Maybe it's just showing up for these broadcasts, just seeing me in the gym, seeing me weight, just reminding you of who you are, where you want to go with all this. And I'm glad I could do that for you. All right, so again, in this broadcast, in this video, I want to talk about your imagination. I want to talk about how you must see all the options in front of you, not just the end result, the physique that you want, that muscle that you want to build, you know, that body fat that you want to lose. I mean, walking, talking, breathing it, being that physical example that you want, and all the feelings and emotions that you get with it, all the opportunities that it'll create with you, for you in your life, all the opportunities, just stepping into that, creating that body that one, having those disciplines. Again, those feelings, those emotions, the way you look at yourself, how it will expand to all areas of your life. Right? You got to feel it. You got to see it. You got to imagine it. All right? I also want to talk about your imagination when it comes to the challenges that you're facing. How you're going to take yourself from where you are right now to where you really want to be. The obstacles that we all have in front of us. Right? How do we find the right training routine? How do we find the right mentor? Who can we trust? What happens when we're losing pounds on the scale? All right? When we have that uncertainty. We can't build that muscle. Your imagination in that moment that you're challenged is going to make a huge difference on your journey, how much you can see, the options in front of you, what you execute. Right? Imagination is so important. I want to talk about that and a whole lot more during today's Workouts for Older Men live broadcast. Again, continue posting your questions, your comments, your suggestions. Tell me where you're from. Say hello. I'll always acknowledge you for being here. And also click that link down below. I'm going to talk about this during this live video too, is how I want to connect with you. Today's a day where I spend all my time making 10, 15-minute phone calls to men who are just like us, a little bit older with busy, productive lives, right, who want to put more of this priority on our fitness. Right, I make phone calls, right? That's how I come up with all these topics that I talk about that you tell me are hitting home with you. It's because I do so much talking to you, and today's the day I'm going to be doing it all day long, so you want to click that link. You want to be on my special list, so I'll let you know everything that I've got going on, all right? But you want to scroll down a little bit further after you click that link and sign up for my email updates and tips. You want to fill out that questionnaire and play all out, right? That's when I know you're serious, you're ready to do this, and that's when I'm going to reach out and help you one-on-one, absolutely free, making these phone calls, right? And if I have talked to you, whether you're watching it on a replay version, tell them that this is for real. Tell them about the discussions, how I take care of my special group of older guys with busy, productive lives. All right, so I'm going to do another set here, and then we're going to talk about your imagination, how it has such an impact on not only the end product, your physical body, that muscle that you want to build, that body fat you want to lose, but also the journey, how you attack all the inevitable challenges that are going to get in the way. They're going to get in the way. There's just no doubt about it. Like I say, they are inevitable. right? We all have them. That's what makes the journey so rewarding, is to bust through those challenges, to be able to crack the code. Training, eating, putting it all together. Your imagination is playing a very important part in this journey, all right? All right, guys. Hey, I want to take the time to introduce myself. There are so many driven, ambitious men who are coming to this Facebook page, who are coming to this YouTube channel and going through this journey, joining us. So I want to take the time to introduce myself. My name is Skip LaCour. I'm a coach. I'm a speaker. I'm an author. I'm the creator of the Manformation Personal Development Program for Men, give you more confidence and more certainty. And, as you can see, as I'm talking about all the training strategies, the nutrition strategies, the fitness lifestyle, there's a lot of this personal development it's weaved all into all of my messages, right? Because when all comes down to it, when you have the strategy, it comes down to that head, that heart, that gut, getting the most out of yourself, having that vision and working towards it, right? I specialize in helping older men with busy, productive lives, not just older men, who have all the time in the world to obsess about training strategies, right? Looking all over YouTube. I specialize in helping older men. Here I am at 56 years old, still passionate, doing this for 30 years. I help older men with busy, productive lives who want the most effective and efficient strategies. It's not about them being lazy. They just can't hang with all that training, all that hyper-focus as the younger fitness professionals. So they come to me. I help them whittle down the 80-20 rule and how you get 80% of the impact from 20% of the things you do. Which are those? What are you doing that may not be necessary? What things do you need to put more importance on? I help older men with busy, productive lives figure that out so they can be effective and efficient and look great. It's not about being lazy. It's about being efficient, right? So they can keep their personal life, their family, their business intact. They work so hard for it. They can't go back to how they were at 25 years old or how the 25-year-old fitness experts live their life. They got to be effective and efficient to keep that all intact, and that's what I'm here to do. That's the journey that I'm on, too. That gives me this insight and perspective. In this video, I want to talk about your imagination, all right? Imagination when it comes to life. Well, let's just talk about your physical body. I think we could see is that you've got to see it in your mind that no matter how challenging it is right now, that you can build that muscle, lose that body fat. You got to see yourself. You got to be able to imagine yourself finally cracking the code to all these confusing strategies and have that body, have that slim gut, have that muscle carrying yourself in your business, in your family, being totally congruent, the total package. Not just be great with family, not just be great with business and you let your body fall apart, right? You want it all, right? You got to see, you got to imagine what that would be like, feel like. I'll tell you, if you can't see it, just to hope the great things in life, that great experience, that great person who we're all striving to be, you're not going to just stumble into it. You're not going to just all of a sudden show up in the gym and I don't know what to do. I don't know if this will work out. I hope it will, but who knows, right? And you're not going to be doing it for 3 years and just making a pattern. The best things in life are too challenging. You got to see it first, no matter how challenging it be. Probably in your life there are other areas, whether it is family or business, you made it to being one of the few who made it. You can do this with your body too. But I want to talk about that imagination when it comes to all this information. A lot of the men that are coming to me, they want the strategies. Tell me the right training routine. Tell me the right diet. There's so much information out there. I can't get it right. And I'll tell you, even in this time where you're looking for the right strategies, your imagination plays a huge part. All right? It really does when you think about it. For example, if you see someone like me and you're just assuming I'm spending so much time in the gym, 7 days a week, 2 hours a day, and you can't imagine that I use strategies that I can look this way with far less effort than that. If you can't imagine it, you're not going to seek that, and you're not going to find that. The lack of imagination, assuming that it takes all of this effort, plays a huge part right from the beginning. How about this? How about if you get on the scale, you get into a training routine, you start going to the gym and watching your diet, and you look on the scale, and you're losing weight. And what you thought was with all this weight training, you were going to just build muscle, right? And now the scale's going down. Yeah, you may look a little bit more ripped, but you can't imagine what's going on. You're coming to the conclusion that you're losing hard-earned muscle mass. You can't imagine that there's maybe there's something else going on that you just don't understand because you're new to it, right? I hear a lot that, oh, well, all the fitness experts are giving me all this information because they're just trying to make a buck. See, your lack of imagination comes to that conclusion. All right, I can tell you this, is that a lot of the fitness experts, they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. Maybe they're not giving what you consider the right information or what everybody thinks, but for you to can only imagine the reason why the information isn't what you want is because they're trying to rip you off, right? Look, I've been in this for 30 years. I think that most fitness experts need to take care of themselves a lot better for what they're giving to you. But if that's all your imagination for whatever reasons can come up, maybe it's because that's the way they've always done it in the past. Maybe that's what they heard and it worked for them. But if you don't see it that way, you're going to be skeptical of what you hear. And that lack of imagination is going to box you in, and this is going to become impossible. All right? So, again, your lack of imagination, it's going to take all this time because I can't imagine anything else. All right? I lost this weight. I am losing my hard-earned muscle mass. I can't imagine that it's quality muscle, and that's how it works for everybody, but I can't imagine it because I'm new to this. All right? You got all this information. Unethical people are giving it to me. That's all you can imagine. Now, you see how your lack of imagination, I have great explanations for all of that, and it's not what you're coming to. And those are some of the common misconceptions. The lack of imagination, which I understand because it's new to you, that a master at this, the person you want to be who can go through this with more certainty and confidence, it's just a matter of doing it, not so much uncertainty, confusion, and overwhelm. They have a different imagination of when they hit these challenges. All right? Okay? You might imagine that if I'm going to do this, the rest of my life is going to fall apart. Right? I don't see these fitness experts having all the responsibility that I have, and they're given the information. That's your lack of imagination of what it would take. And again, I totally understand, right? What I love about you coming with me during these broadcasts is that a lot of guys say, look, I see you at 56 years old. I know you've been doing this a long time, and I don't expect to get to your level, right? I'm 50 years old or whatever. But you know what? I am now able to imagine that I can be dedicated to this. I can imagine losing that body fat. And I may not get to your level, Skip, but I can get a lot closer than where I am now. The imagination opens up. And if there's anything that I want you to take from our daily connection is that to open up your imagination, because once you see it, you'll find it. But you got to open it up too. All these challenges that make you feel blocked in, that this is impossible, I'm telling you, there is a way. That's why I reach out to you guys so often to connect with me. Just the guys, who are ready to take action, to open up, because you just don't see it. This is a world, whether you're a little bit older, you're busy, you don't know if you can do it because you're older, you don't know if you can do it because of genetics, you don't know it because you haven't done it in the past, whatever it is, I get it. You spent your time mastering other things, and you're new to this. Right now, you don't have the imagination. All right? So a lot of guys, they're so focused on the training strategy, the eating strategies, and then they look around, well, if it's not the training strategies, the eating strategies, because I see a lot of successful guys using a whole array, then what can it be? I'm telling you, this mindset, gut, heart, gut, that lack of imagination is boxing you in without you realizing. I want to help you open your imagination. Click that link below, sign up for those tips, even take it further, fill out that questionnaire. If I know this is the time. Can you imagine? Can you imagine talking to me on the phone and your biggest challenge is opening yourself up to other options? Maybe you're not losing that muscle. Maybe you can do this. Maybe that 80-20 rule will apply to you. Maybe this information, it isn't misleading. It's just your interpretation of it. How awesome would that be to open up your imagination that you can do this without all that frustration and confusion? What if we could just do that in a 10-minute phone call because you filled out that questionnaire and you played it all out? Can you imagine that happen, or can you imagine, oh, there's some trick involved? That can't happen that way. That's your lack of imagination. And I can tell you what, if you're the type of man to be listening to these broadcasts, I am certain you are successful in other areas of life. Again, business, relationship, your job, career, whatever it is, you made it into that top 10%. And if you think about it, it was your imagination where other people saw all the obstacles that stopped them along the way. I want to give you that new mindset, perspective, insight, that imagination. You know, tap into the head, the heart, and the gut and make this happen little by little, right? Maybe if you want to get aggressive and reach out, we can do that, right? So that's the message for today. Have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Think big and think bigger than getting bigger.